Coming up, Donald Trump speaks to an overflow crowd at the VSU PE complex.
And Super Tuesday voting is underway here in Georgia.
Your news Valdosta starts now. Welcome to News Valdosta. I'm Victoria Edmond.
And I'm Michaela Leung. Today marks the biggest day of the 2016 primary season, Super Tuesday. Voters are able to vote for the candidate they believe should be the next president. Super Tuesday includes the votes from 13 states and 1 territory. This includes Georgia. Most polls close today by 8 p.m. Eastern Time. Make sure to go out and vote today. See you at the polls.
Super Tuesday is the biggest day in the presidential primary season. Yesterday, Donald Trump held a rally at Valdosta State University to help secure more votes. I got a chance to go out in the field to get more information. The rally was held last night in the VSU PE complex. Trump made his appearance around 6:30 and spoke for about 20 minutes before making a grand exit. Supporters came from near and far around South Georgia and North Florida to show their backing in Trump's campaign. Many vendors were on the scene with the usual t-shirts, buttons, and bumper stickers. And some vendors even showed support with unusual items such as Donald Trump condoms.
Political prophylactics with Donald Trump condoms.
Security was extra tight as the line of supporters grew long and the complex began to fill up. The GBI and Secret Service were on hand to keep the crowd in control. Thousands gathered today to witness the Donald in the flesh. The leading Republican candidate made an appearance at the university Monday night to garner support for today's primary. I'm Victoria Emmon with News Valdosta.
After Trump's visit to Valdosta yesterday, some VSU students still have unanswered questions. I got a chance to talk with students who want clarification on VSU's policies for using campus space. Even after Donald Trump's rally yesterday, some students still have questions. VSU senior Quentin Sabri Sims sent out an email to his peers voicing his concerns and questions. In the email, Quentin questioned the procedures and guidelines in which Trump's visit was reserved under.
Previously, me and one of my friends, Malcolm Simonet, attempted to book the PE complex, and we had to follow a lot of guidelines, which are in the article that was posted in Valdosta today. So those guidelines didn't seem like they lined up with what Trump had to follow, so I kind of just raised some questions. I wasn't opposed to Trump coming, I just wanted to know what guidelines he had to follow, because as a student body, I feel like we have the right to know that.
The event services guidelines state that a request must be submitted 4 weeks in advance, while conferences, workshops, or major events must be submitted 90 days in advance. A petition has also been drafted to the administration, voicing distrust felt among the students.
It's not to make them angry or say that we're angry, because we're not. We're just kind of looking for answers. I guess I'm just kind of wanting them to reform that connect that we used to have with the administration and the student body to further progress Valdosta State University.
The students say that they respect Donald Trump's right to speak, but all they are looking for are answers. For News Valdosta, I'm Michaela Leung.
While thousands of people showed up in support of Donald Trump at his Valdosta rally, there were still plenty of people who were not so supportive. News Valdosta's Morgan B. Matthews has more.
Republican presidential candidate Donald Trump visited Valdosta, Georgia yesterday as promotion for his presidential campaign and voting that starts for the state of Georgia today. Protesters for the Trump rally were in full force to spread their views on the candidate and his ideals.
Me personally, I have a lot of friends who are minorities, and he said a lot of really nasty things about minorities, talking about kicking Hispanics out of the country, whether they have a right to be here or not, want to make Mexico pay for a wall. I mean, that's just a little ridiculous. It's almost a platform that Adolf Hitler stood up on.
The rally took place in just walking distance of the Trump rally at the Messiah Lutheran Church. The Valdosta Police Department requested a permit to use the small portion of the sidewalk located in front of the church as a protest zone because they were not permitted to protest on the complex grounds. The protesters against the Trump campaign expressed their message as the presidential candidate spoke at the VSU venue. Their overall message is to love, not hate. For News Valdosta, I'm Morgan B. Matthews.
Many Trump hopefuls were left standing outside the PE complex last night because too many free tickets were handed out in advance. Over 20,000 tickets were distributed for Donald Trump's political rally last night. However, the VSU PE complex only holds about 5,000 people. Those who didn't get there early enough were turned away and instead stood outside of the PE complex on the tennis courts. Organizers had set up outdoor speakers so people could at least hear Trump's speech.
We're going to take a short break, but when we come back, find out about a child molesting case in Upson County.
And find out about the upcoming price change of stamps. We will have this and more, so stay with us.
Here, we are a community of 11,000 individual stories.
A place where all doors are open.
Your home away from home.
Where you will make lifelong connections.
And you will never feel invisible. Here, you will write it, research it, sing it,
broadcast it, share it, serve it,
teach it, nurture, and own it.
VSU, over 100 majors, championship athletics, and just far enough away from home. Find out what VSU can do for you.
Welcome back to News Valdosta.
A 47-year-old female teacher in Upson County faces charges of having an inappropriate relationship with a 14-year-old boy. The Upson County Sheriff says Jennifer Lynn Robinson called in sick to her job at Upson Lee South Elementary School yesterday, but she left her Facebook page open on the classroom computer. The page allegedly showed details of an inappropriate relationship with the teenage boy. Robinson is being held without bond for child molestation and aggravated child molestation. Her first court appearance is tomorrow morning. The Upson County School District has already fired her.
For Southern middle-aged whites, the prognosis is not good. According to a new Commonwealth Fund study, suicide, alcohol, and drug abuse are not the only thing killing middle-aged whites. The death rates are continuously increasing due to heart disease, respiratory illnesses, and diabetes. This is in clear contrast to the death rates of other racial groups, where the numbers are falling instead of increasing.
The cost of a first-class stamp will be changing next month. The cost of the stamp will be going down from 49 cents to 47 cents. This is the first time in the 97 years that the price will decrease instead of increase. The change will go into effect on April 10th.
We're going to take a break, but when we come back, we'll get today's weather report from Cassandra Massey.
And later on, Morgan B. Matthews will have our sports update. Stay with us.
I love learning.
I believe in service.
I am full of passion.
I embody sportsmanship.
I trust in my resourcefulness.
I like balance.
That's why I chose it.
I chose.
I chose.
I chose.
I chose. I chose Division II.
Welcome back to News Valdosta.
Now let's take a look at the weather forecast with Cassandra Massey. What should we expect, Cassandra?
Thanks, Michaela. Well, it's the first day of March, and what a wonderful way to bring it in, with today's high being a beautiful 80 degrees with no rain headed this way. Tonight, the temperatures will drop a little to 57 degrees, which is not bad for a winter's night. There is a 30% chance of rain tonight, but nothing too major. Tomorrow's high will be a nice and sunny 70 degrees with only a 10% chance of rain. March really seems to be bringing us some nice weather. The UV index for today is a 6 on a 10-point scale. This is fairly high, so be sure to apply sunscreen if you have plans on going out and enjoying this wonderful weather. Also, putting on sunshades or a sun visor to protect your eyes will be a great idea. The pollen count today is an 8.9 on a 12-point scale, which is high, and the spring is only a few weeks away, so we can only expect pollen levels to increase. So if you have allergies, it's time to prepare to avoid those runny noses and puffy eyes. That's all the weather I have. Back to you ladies at the desk.
Thanks, Cassandra. When we come back, we'll take a look at local sports with Morgan B. Matthews.
So stay with us.
Trisha's having a sleepover tonight. Can I go?
I wonder about Lucy's friends. What should I say? I know you're only 10, but one of these days a friend will offer you a drink. And alcohol at your age can lead to so many things. None of them good.
So can I go to the sleepover?
Lucy, I want you to promise me
I
something.
finished my homework.
Bigger promise. If there's any drinking, I want you to say, "No thanks, not my thing."
Mom.
I promise you, your real friends won't care. Deal?
Sure.
Really?
I promise, Mom.
They really do hear you.
Did you pack your toothbrush?
For tips on how to start the talk, visit underagedrinking.samhsa.gov. A public service message from the Substance Abuse and Mental Health Services Administration.
This is one amazing truffula tree. Can you imagine a place where these grow everywhere? Yes, it's called the Forest, a magical place to enjoy with your family.
Ooh.
So discover the forest and explore all the wonder that's there. Visit discovertheforest.org to find a forest near you.
Welcome back to News Valdosta.
And now let's catch up on what's going on in the sports world with Morgan B. Matthews. Morgan?
It's March 1st and the beginning of an exciting month for basketball. Not only is March Madness starting up, but today marks the beginning of the GSC Basketball Championships. The Valdosta State Blazer men's basketball team are coming off of a win over the weekend against the University of West Florida. The Blazers won 75-66, wrapping up their regular season with a 17-10 record. Today, VSU will travel to Jackson, Tennessee to take on the Union University Bulldogs. Gameplay starts at 8 p.m. and we hope for safe travels for our Blazers and to bring home a W. The team is also gearing up for the Go South Conference Tournament semifinals starting this Friday. Early this morning, the VSU Blazer golf team competed in Howey in the Hills, Florida at Day 2 of the Super Regional Preview. They are currently number 12 out of 18 teams in the tournament. The Blazers have a plus 47 to par and a 623 total as of Monday evening. The Valdosta High School Wildcats boys and girls tennis teams will be competing against the Colquitt County High School Packers on the VHS court at 4 o'clock today. Also, the VHS Wildcats baseball team will bat up against the Colquitt County Packers at 6 o'clock tonight at Packer Park in Moultrie, Georgia. And also, a huge congratulations goes out to number 20 of the Blazer basketball team, Mr. Blake Justice. Justice earned first team All-Go South Conference honors yesterday through a poll voted on by his coaches of the GSC. Blake has outstandingly led the Blazers in offense this season, averaging 15.6 points per game, and is ranked number 8 in the league. That's all I have for sports today. Back to you ladies at the news desk.
Thanks, Morgan. Coming up next, we'll have a recap of the Vagina Monologues.
And a local contest for kids on what they would do if they became the mayor of Valdosta. We'll have the details when we come back.
That's dumb. That's so blue. Look, he's blushing. Seriously? Okay.
So, I got this new family, and I don't know what it is about this one, but she can't seem to put down that toy all day long. Tap, 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 tap. Oh, and she even talks to it. She talks to that more than she talks to him. What's up, bro? Nice shirt. Who's she talking to? Her mom? She talks to her mom a lot.
We're back with News Valdosta, and Valdosta's local duck population is in for a treat.
Local Cub Scout Pack 400 recently built 6 duck houses and donated them to Reed Bingham State Park. The pack has been hard at work building duck shelters for several weeks, allowing the scouts to learn about special skills and values such as carpentry, conservation, and volunteerism. The pack is only 18 months old and already has 17 members. Those interested in joining can find out more on the pack's Facebook page.
A celebration of empowerment and individualism, Valdosta State University's Women and Gender Studies program presented the Vagina Monologues this past weekend. News Valdosta reporter Tashana Whitehead has more.
The Vagina Monologues features inserts from award-winning playwright Eve Ensler. The show is spoken through a variety of women and speaks from a woman's perspective on topics such as sex, love, abuse, and the female body.
Vagina Monologues started back in the 1990s. It started as an interview that Eve Ensler, the writer of the Vagina Monologues, went around the country and took interviews.
Beautiful Summer Spears, director of this year's Vagina Monologues, was able to give her thoughts.
I saw it 3 years ago, and I just thought its whole purpose was amazing, and the show made me proud to be a woman. Long time coming. We started last semester in the fall with multiple auditions, multiple interest meetings, making sheet signs, practicing 3 times a week.
The show received positive reviews from audience members.
I heard a lot about it, plus I study gender, I'm a feminist, it's definitely an area of interest for me. I thought it was great, it was funny, it was enlightening. They talked about a lot of things that we're scared to talk about, so it was refreshing to hear them said.
With ticket and other merchandise sales from the show, donations will be given to the local safe haven. For your News Valdosta, I'm Tashana Whitehead.
The Valdosta Youth Council and Mayor John Gale encouraged all local 6th graders to participate in a local essay contest. The topic is about how they would make a difference if they held the position of mayor. The essay must not exceed 350 words, and the deadline for students to enter the contest is this Friday. Winners will be announced in April. For more information, visit the City of Valdosta's website.
That's it for our program today. Thank you for watching News Valdosta. I'm Michaela Leung.
And I'm Victoria Emmons. Join us again tomorrow for more News Valdosta. Have a great day.